Erykos sat on the jagged cliffs of Delphi, his face weathered by grief and salted wind. Below, the sea roared as if mirroring the storm in his soul. He had given everything to her, the love of his life. But she had betrayed him, leaving him hollow and questioning the purpose of love itself. For days, Erykos wandered the countryside, seeking solace in the temples and among philosophers. None offered answers to the pain that gnawed at his spirit. Finally, exhausted, he collapsed beneath an olive tree. An old man tending goats approached him, his face serene and his voice calm. "You carry a great burden," the old man observed. Erykos, too weary to speak, nodded. The old man sat beside him. "You are grieving because you loved too narrowly. Your love was a river flowing only in one direction. When the river dried, your spirit crumbled." Erykos furrowed his brow. What other way is there to love? To give oneself entirely to another is the greatest act of devotion. The old man chuckled softly. "No, young one, love is not meant to be confined. When you love only one person, you create an attachment, a dependency. This is not pure love. It is selfish, for it chains both you and the other to expectations and fears." Erykos clenched his fists. But to love everyone equally is impossible. It dilutes the sacred bond between two souls. The old man smiled. That bond is only sacred because you perceive it as such. The highest form of love is not to possess but to release. To love deeply, without attachment, is to align with the universe itself. Look at the sun. It shines on all, not just one. Should we not strive to do the same? The old man continued. When we attach ourselves to one person, we build walls around our love. But true love is like the cosmos, boundless, infinite. It embraces all, even those who hurt us. To release someone is not to abandon love but to purify it. Love them so deeply that you free them to find their own path. In that moment, Erykos felt a shift within his heart. The betrayal he had clung to began to dissolve, replaced by an overwhelming sense of unity. He saw himself not as a broken man but as part of a vast, interconnected whole. The same force that guided the stars coursed through him and through all others. "I release her," Erykos whispered, tears streaming down his face. "And I love this world and everyone in it." The old man nodded. "You have found the highest good. To love without attachment is to see the divine in all." Erykos rose, feeling light as the wind. He walked back to the cliffs, not to mourn but to marvel at the beauty of the world, a world he now loved in its entirety.